now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio, where the world of hip-hop and sports live.
One thing that I learned about this game is that you can't skip the grind. You know what I mean? There's no off seasons. There's no days off. You can't skip leg day. Can't skip arms. Can't skip chest. No off season, it's no season, we taking off 3D, it still's the great, we cut from a different cloth. Them other podcasts, they clearly be taking shorts. We got it all covered, I'm talking music and sports. Crushing competitors, this not your regular 8 to 10 on Friday night, there's nothing out there sounding better, bruh. So take a seat, we kicking ass and taking names. Download the app for Bars and Hoops, we taking over the game.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio, where the world of hip-hop and sports live.
And I don't want to make no politician. Shout out to JOJ for opening up for us, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is, man. Friday night, 8 to 10, no off seasons. Myself, Stills the Great, 3D, Tiff Sosa, and DJ JOJ on the ones and twos. My people.
What up, what up? We back in the building.
Back in the building, word, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is, man. Shout out to everybody, man, that's tuning in live on Facebook. Shout out to Jessica Grandy. Shout out to Zai Flair. Shout out to Abu. I see you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody checking in live on Bars and Hoops Radio as well, man. But when we get into all of that, man, my people, I see you over there. Tiff got them glasses on. Check you out looking like a teacher that the kids that have a crush on, you know what I mean?
Nerd.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Word up.
She always trying to compete with me. She ain't rocking no
Three says she trying to
glasses.
I'm surprised you don't got my color on
now
today.
She want to bring the
you
glasses.
the same shirt color.
Now she want to bring the
hell,
glasses to this side of the room. Come
it's
on,
starting
man.
early. They starting early, baby. You know what I'm saying? Word up, man. But how was y'all week, man? Leading into today, man. We got a great show, by the way.
My week was actually really good.
Talk about it,
It was
Sosa.
pretty smooth. I'm not going to get into too many details,
Hey.
but it was actually good. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
Okay. 3, what's the word, kid?
What's good, man? Before we start, man, welcome. No off season, another Friday night, man. Follow us on the gram, No Off Season Podcast. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Follow your hosts. Subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean? Just stay locked in with us, man. We've been giving y'all consistent content and heat for these last 20. This is episode 27 right now. So we just gonna keep elevating and staying consistent. But as far as I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm great. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to go out there Sunday. Bust somebody ass.
Let's go. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get to all that.
You know what I mean? Nah, I want you to talk. Ain't no pause in basketball. We ain't doing that.
Oh, they did that to me, man. With Lenny Cook, man. Come on, man. What I say
you said something flagrant. You said something super flagrant.
I gotta repeat what he said. He said, you know, when you out there sticking D, like, whoa.
Yeah,
whoa.
That was
crazy.
Crazy like the Dwight Howard shit. Like, you got it, you know. But other than that, yeah, man. But you know what? We good, man. You know, we got Bars and Hoops Round Ball Classic wrapping up this weekend. The high school division.
Yeah.
The JV division.
JV.
It's gonna be a great event. Come out if you can. It's in Queens.
Free
Locust
food.
Manor Playground. Free food.
Liquor. Might be some smoke in the air.
Yeah, we got NYPD participating to help us out. It's gonna be a lot of things out there for the kids. So definitely a fun-filled day for the kids. Come out. Support us. But again, like I said, man, go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel because we're about to turn it up a little bit. You know what I mean? So you want to be tuned in.
Let's go. Shout out to my brother DeMarco the Great, man. He did send me some. I said we're going to play it tonight. I did send it to JOJ, so JOJ might get to it on the next mix. And speaking of JOJ,
peace
almighty. What's happening?
Man, I'm chilling, man.
I like the shirt, man. Wear it up, man.
Oh, yeah.
Stylish over there, man.
Yeah,
you know
definitely,
man.
man.
I don't know where you got it from, but hey, man, show the logo a little bit more. Hey. Nah.
That OD, right?
Word, man.
Yo, but my week been on the road to prosperity, man. I'm seeing the results of some hard work, you know. So I'm still
a bomb to drop.
Yeah, but still constantly elevating, you know what I mean? But I had a wonderful week. Looking forward to Sunday.
Yes, sir.
The following week too, but I forgot what we got next week, man. Gosh.
opening weekend football. What? The Jets?
Oh, big yeah, the Jets in 2
No, the
weeks.
Jets play the Giants.
9/11.
9/11.
Oh yeah, the Hall of Fame game.
Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, 9/11 is going down, man. Against the Bills. I'm gonna be there till I already took the day off, man. Yeah,
man. It must
It's
be
not.
nice,
It's not a game, man.
JJOJ be doing some things, man. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Well, what about you, Stills, man?
I mean, well, man, I mean, listen, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It been a challenging week, I must say, man. A lot is going on in the week. A lot has been thrown on my plate, but like they said, man, what don't kill you only make you stronger, right?
That's right.
Definitely.
But like we said, huh? Like Three said, man, looking forward to Sunday, man. Close out, the summer. The weather's already changing. I know. I'm like, damn, man. I was outside
the only
like shit.
one that thought. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I was feeling bad for these kids. Like, damn, I'm really going to have them out there in 70-degree weather playing basketball?
No,
Like-
they be out there in the damn winter playing.
That's a fact.
What we talking about? The weather on Sunday?
Yeah, the weather on
Yeah.
Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Word
the-
up.
Yeah.
Shout out to our invited guests pulling up. Word up, man. Cliff Clinton, you get on that shot.
Yeah. Let him go this way.
Yep,
Go on the
he
couch.
Yep,
Yeah.
He good.
You gonna
Word
get him
up,
in?
man. So hello. So, I'm looking forward to closing out the summer strong, even though we only did one division this year in the Bars and Hoops Round Ball Classic. We definitely
when I bring him,
we
I'll bring you in.
definitely look to have a strong championship game. We got a
Yeah.
nice little all-star game after the championship game on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Got some kids coming from Brooklyn. Brooklyn always think they're gonna come and rough shout. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
You know what I'm
so
saying?
we got the house team in the finals.
I ain't say that yet. The house team ain't in the finals yet, man.
Okay,
Shout
so
out
we
to
got
Joe.
one. We got one more.
So,
They got one more game to get there.
so we doubling up tomorrow because
Okay,
we lost
got you,
Thursday.
got
so
you.
Semifinals is tomorrow, and second round is tomorrow. Semifinals tomorrow. Championship on Sunday.
Got you.
So the teams we got is Almighty Force. You know what I mean? Shout out to Coach Javon, Coach Hood. You know what I mean? Bars and Hoops Radio got a team in this year. You know what I mean? Shout out to John. DSA, Determined Student Athletes. Team Underrated. Bunch of 14, 15-year-old kids that kind of played up this year, and they've been kind of competing and doing well. With 6 every week. Shout out to the Tribe. You know what I mean? So good luck to those teams, man. It's gonna be a good playoffs. And it's definitely gonna be a dope championship game. And like I said, Sunday to cap everything off, we're gonna have a 3-on-3 one-day tournament open to everybody. Well,
Yeah.
we locked it off at 16, and you're gonna see a man 3D out there
Oh shit!
trying to spin back the clock. You know what I'm saying? Jay,
Uh-uh.
Superstar Jay playing?
Yeah, he on my
Oh
roster.
shit, Jay coming out to play
Aw,
too.
shucks.
Oh boy, you get your
Oh,
cameras ready.
shit.
So it's gonna be a good look on Sunday, man, for Bars and Hoops, man, and the Bars and Hoops Round Ball Classic, man. Shout out to everybody that participated this year. I know it wasn't what I normally do every year, but I had to do something with the serious division. But I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to it, man. Let's get to it, man.
Let's get to
Talk
our
about it, Three. Let's
first
go.
topic, man.
Let's go. Talk about it, 3.
Your boy, JOJ, your boy.
Your boy, Jay.
Who,
Your boy. His
Trump?
fourth indictment,
look,
man. His
we-
fourth
look,
indictment, man.
Heard?
Him and 19 others
right
showed
now.
up in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Oh, the dog and the pony show. You know what I mean? He's just doing
Oh shit!
it. It's just gonna give him more popularity, and he's just gonna,
More popularity?
he's gonna win. He's gonna win.
So hold on. You really think that he's going to win the presidency after going to jail this go round? Next election, you saying
If
that
he
Trump
going to
is gonna
jail,
be
he definitely ain't gonna
he
be there.
definitely ain't gonna be no
definitely gonna be
next
there.
president. He's gonna be the president of some type of prison club. But I don't know if he's gonna
But
be the
that
president.
mean
of
mug
the
look
That
crazy though.
mug shot though.
Yeah. He look tight.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
definitely look tight. But he gonna be all right, man.
Yeah, I don't see him going to prison.
Yeah, he
You
not
know
going.
what I'm going? They was
ain't
all
going no
smiling.
damn
they
jail.
I don't think they're gonna allow him to hold office again, but I don't see him going to prison.
It's a mockery what they doing.
Yeah, it is.
They
It
say he
is.
gonna free Thug too. They say he gonna free himself and Thug.
Only got Young Thug lawyer.
Yeah, he got
no,
young
no,
Thug
no,
lawyer.
Gunner lawyer. He got Gunner
Gunner,
lawyer
yeah.
allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I don't know. Word. What's your thoughts on that, Sosa? What's up?
I mean, Trump is not going to damn jail. He is not going to jail. They make it, they
In the
doing
county
the
there.
little mugshot thing and all that, but that man ain't going no damn jail.
You know?
So they face a slew of charges, including racketeering, violating the oath of public officer, forgery, false statements and other offenses. You know what I mean? So that's why it wasn't just Trump; it was his entire team that had to go to Atlanta and turn themselves in. Most of
Giuliani
them,
too, right?
yeah, Giuliani as well. They made bail. They was in and out, took mug shots or whatever, and like I said, I don't see them doing no jail time. I just think that they trying to put a wedge in, him not running for office again, because this is just helping him. Like, people who's pro-Trump is going to be pro-Trump. You know what I'm saying? So
Had all the blacks out there. Like,
yeah, so it's not. I don't think he's going to do jail time, but I think they just trying to stain his jacket. Whereas it's like, you can't run for office, bro.
I think he really Teflon, man. I think the first go round when they had him talking about grabbing him by the you would think that women's groups would come out in full force and make sure he don't, you know what I mean?
They don't care
He was
about
in
that
Puerto
shit.
Rico like this, shooting paper towels at everybody after that bad storm came. Like, that man did everything.
Oprah was doing pillows,
Come
man.
on. What'd you say, Jay?
Oprah was doing pillows.
Shout out to Jay, man. Jay, the black Republican of the crew. Oprah was shooting pillows?
Shooting pillows, man.
No, man.
And Trump is from Queens, ain't
He is from Queens.
Exactly.
Queens get the
40
money.
projects.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah,
right
from
there.
the what?
No, I think his father
40
put up 40
projects.
projects. Yo, his father with the real estate. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, his father probably built 40 projects.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
All right, built 40
He said
projects.
40 projects.
All the Jamaica
I ain't say he was
hospital.
from 40.
Yeah, I was
He act like he from 40.
crazy.
That nigga's not from fucking 40.
He DJ for Grandmaster Vic DJ this party, man.
And shout out to Auntie Carrie. She said he got more charges than John Gotti. That's a fact. Word up, man.
The
for real.
mugshot is funny as hell.
Yeah, with his face.
If it's the real one, because is it the real one?
Nah, you had a staffer smiling on camera.
Yeah, it was real. It was real. Yeah, it was real.
Yeah, man. But
it was real.
I don't know, man. I don't know what this country coming to.
Man, I don't either. We just gotta wait and see.
You got everybody.
But
president now.
Tonight's episode 27, man, we're gonna try to tackle a lot of things on the agenda for the night. With the main headline story this week being the whole Steph Curry claiming that he's the best point guard ever.
Oh my God.
So it's only right that we have a point guard in the building as our special guest tonight to talk about his journey and what he's been through. And we're going to get his opinion on who's the best point guard ever. So we're going to move around and discuss a lot of topics. So without further ado, I want to introduce our guest for the night, Cliff Clinkscales.
Drop a bomb for him, Jay.
From South Jamaica, Queens.
Southside, we outside.
Former DePaul University standout, child prodigy. And he's here to tell you a little bit of his story. We can't get the whole story. Like I told him, I'm gonna do a movie on his life.
Shout out to 3.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but we can't tell a whole story tonight, but we're gonna tell a little bit of it tonight, man. So Cliff, thanks for pulling up, and you could come grab a seat and let's get into it.
Shout out to 3, man. Hit 3 over here, man.
Yeah.
Word up, man. For real, man. 3 did that eloquently, man. Shout out to Cliff for pulling up, man. Word up, man.
Thanks for having me.
You already got it. Word. Make sure your mic is on. Pull the mic up to yourself so you can hear you clearly. For real. Pull up a little bit closer. Yeah. There you go.
That's good.
Yep. Word 3. So without any further ado, man, set it off, man. Word.
So Cliff, man, like we've been trying to, get this going for a minute. He was supposed to been pull up, but I'm glad he's here tonight. We just gonna talk about a little bit about your journey. You know what I'm saying? Like I know this story, you know what I'm saying, because I witnessed it firsthand. So I don't want to speak about it. I need you here to kind of, speak about it. We see what you're doing in the community. I see what you're doing for these kids. So let's start with.
Shout out before you get into it. Shout out to Cliff because he wanted to put a team in the Bars and Hoops Classic this year too. But I told him I didn't have the divisions. You know what I'm saying, for the team. You know what I mean? Yeah, hit me up.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying, for real, man. But next year, man, make sure you bring your team again. Man, for real.
I'm definitely gonna bring them through.
Word up. For real.
So let's start with where you from and when did you know that you love basketball?
I'm from South Jamaica, Queens, born and raised. 107 and 164. If anybody knows South Jamaica, Queens.
Get the money.
Oh boy.
That's the block I'm born and raised on. My older sister put the ball in my hand around like 4 years old, 4 or 5, 3 years old. When did I know I loved basketball? I guess that day. I mean, ever since then, I ain't never put it back down. So I think it was like instant. So I think that's when I just fell in love with the game.
So you fell in love with the game. You never put the ball down. What in your heart made you feel like this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm going to try to attain at that young age?
For us, I mean, growing up in my neighborhood, South Jamaica, Queens, like on our block, we had a basketball court. It's no longer there, but that's where I was always at. That's where I always spent all my time. So
At the corner.
for me, it was just to keep me out of trouble. Basically, that was like my safe haven, my little bubble, my zone. So I know that for me to keep me off the streets and keep me doing something, my mother always knew I was at. So it was good for me just to be always on that basketball court.
Matter of fact, now I know. So I know exactly what block. You right there on the corner.
Yeah.
We had the crate right there at the corner, little lot.
Yeah.
Keen and them block. Shout out to Breeze and everybody over there on 107, man. Wow, man.
Yep.
So I guess coming up, who were some of the guys that inspired you from your neighborhood? Because you had a lot of great basketball players come from that side of town.
Oh,
who were
yeah.
some of the big inspirations for you coming up?
Of course, my older brother, watching him. 3, going to his high school practices, going to his AAU practices, and then a lot of local guys that's from my block that also played basketball. They didn't go to the pro level, but they went to Division I highest level. A guy named Rod West, who's from my block, also watching him.
West?
Yeah, his name, we call him K-Dub. He's from my block. He's a little younger than my brother. And just a lot of local guys just from my neighborhood. That was good. Like growing up, I just sat on the ball and I watched them play at first till I got old enough to be able to compete with them. So just watching guys like that. Then, of course, my favorite player all the time is Kenny Anderson.
Shout out to KA.
And Dave Edwards. Just guys like that.
That's
Hearing the
a piece
stories
of
of these guys. I was too young to watch them live, but my older brother and my pops, our pops, he's a basketball junkie. So he used to make these tapes for us. It was point guard tapes. So me watching these tapes when I got it from him, because he had them first, he passed them down to me. And it's just these tapes I used to just watch all day. He just made point guards and they have all these guys on it. And I just study them, watch them all day.
Shout out to 3, man, for real. So what was it like playing against your brother? You don't know. I know he used to try to put
at first
it wasn't that type of party.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, at first playing against him, it was always competitive. He used to be killing us at first. We was young, but we was learning at the same time because I got 3 of my best friends. We all like the same age. So basically playing against him, he kind of used to groom us basically. Playing against and just guys like on our block, how we used to do. I had another childhood friend that's around my age. He probably like 2 years younger than me. So we would play like 3-on-3s and 4-on-4s, and it would be grown people on the court, but that would be my matchup because he was around my age. But since we was like 14, 13, we was playing with the older guys, and the way we play in Southside is no blood, no foul. So that's how we got our toughness from.
No question.
And what a lot of people don't know, the block that we came up on, it's a court, but behind the rim, it's a wall. There's no clearance. There's no baseline. There's none of that. So that wall really is another defender. And if your ass get ran into that wall, that's on you.
Yep.
You're not calling foul. You know the wall is there. That's just what it is. So
it's a wall and a pole.
It's a wall and a pole.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I suffered a lot of injuries from that one playground. We call it our playground, but that's where I got my toughness from. My dad took me back to the block.
I never knew y'all lived over there.
Yeah. Crib right around the corner.
He was always over there. Right up. Rest in peace to Dawn, too, man.
Right around the block. He used to make me play 1-on-1. And if anybody would beat me, if you wore my size, you take my sneakers. If you didn't wear my size,
shout out to Big C.
We will go get you some sneakers.
Shout out to Big C.
So everything that was poured into me, he came behind and was poured into him. And he was like kind of like a child prodigy since like the 5th or 6th grade, because in 5th or 6th grade, I wasn't even good yet. I got good when I was about 7th grade, 8th grade. So everything that I didn't do, he did it. So that's kind of how the baton was passed. We didn't play one-on-ones, and because I never looked at him like that. I looked at him like he's next. It's the same way Kenny Smith probably was looking at Kenny Anderson, was like, he's going to be way better than me. So that's how I always looked at it. I always looked at it like he's going to be way better than me.
So hold on, did Boomer play with y'all like that?
Boomer's not really cut from the cloth that we cut from. No
Right.
disrespect.
We always say that.
No, I'm just being real with you. Like he played basketball because that's what he was around. But you got some guys who live and breathe it, and Cliff is a live, breathe it. Where it's like he gonna sit down and watch 2 hours of film because that's where he comes from. He learned everything that he does was taught as far as we gonna watch this film, we gonna go on the track, we gonna do these push-ups, and that's his lifestyle up into this day.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a certain regimen that we had to follow. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to kind of speak to him because I already know the whole story, and I'm gonna add in because you know what I'm saying. Like I already know what he is, and I know that he's a blessing to the community, which that the community needs to fucking understand this because he put a post up the other day that I was kind of upset with seeing him having to even address it, and we'll get to that later down in the story.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know that he was your little brother. I remember seeing him as a young kid playing basketball. I had no idea that was your younger brother. I had no idea before today. So all right, we're gonna do what 3 said. So what high school did you attend?
I attend Springfield Gardens.
So you went to Springfield Gardens.
Yes, but I never played there.
Never played in Springfield?
Not one game.
So you never played high school basketball?
Never played high school basketball in New York City.
Wow. So where did you play basketball? Where did you play?
In Florida. So
wow.
Just like growing up, basketball is my everything. So I was playing basketball, but not taking care of the book. So when the time I got to high school, you know, I'm older. So now I'm in high school. I'm just trying to have fun, you know. I wouldn't say I wasn't following people, but I was in high school. You're a little older. You come to school, and books was never my thing. I hate not sorry kids, but school ain't for me. Like I never liked the school, never. So I was there for 2 years and I never played. But wow. I got a blessing. I got up out of here, had to relocate, take school serious, start all over again, and work my way from where I was at. I was at the top at the point, then I went from not playing no ball, so everybody forgot about me for 2 years. Other people was playing, so then to start back all over.
Wow.
Let me just interject, well, because I always say this. Being in the education field, environment to a young kid is everything. So at that time when he was in middle school, my dad was doing everything that he did with me. He was doing the same things with Cliff. However, the mistakes he made with me, he learned, so he did it a little bit different with Cliff. So Cliff goes to ABCD camp with my dad. He taking him there. So when the game stops, hold on. So when the game, in between each game, Cliff got his ball, my pops would tell him, go on the court and shoot. So Cliff going on the court, doing his shit, dribbling, shooting, and you see this little 4'8" kid on the court doing pro drip, like his handles like a pro. Yeah. And making threes and doing all this other shit. And I was
11 at the time. I was in 5th, going to 6th. So I was going into my 6th grade year when I was going to the camp. He was attending the
ABCD camp.
Yeah, I was there.
That's why I was like, oh,
no, he wasn't at the camp as a participant. He was there as a spectator. Right. But what I'm saying is, you got
everywhere I went, I took my basketball though. But I was there to watch him. He got it. ABCD camp is not longer around, but ABCD camp is like all the top players from all over the country get invited to this camp. It was Adidas camp, and it's like the top 100 or 150 players. And if you get invited to this camp, it's a big deal. So he was invited to the camp, so I was there watching him.
And 3, you played, or you had hurt yourself that year?
Nah. See, he got a little bit mixed. This is why our story is kind of crazy because I was never invited to ABCD. I got invited to Nike camp.
That's right.
And I was never invited to ABCD because of certain situation, politics.
Yes.
But my dad was smart enough to take Cliff with him because it was right across the bridge to go watch the best players in high school and for the college coaches to lay eyes on him. Yeah. He got his first letter from just being at that camp, displaying his skills.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to Big C.
So when I say environment is everything, at that time, Cliff was still living on the block.
Mm.
I was no longer living on the block. I just came to the block to get my basketball on and play against the Wolves.
Shout out to 3.
So when my dad wanted to remove Cliff and bring him into our environment,
Yeah.
as a mom, as a family, no, you're not taking him nowhere.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen. So he stayed in that environment, and that's why he never really progressed and got a name in high school, because he was still in that environment where it's like, fuck school, because
But
that's the environment.
But he played in street tournaments though.
Exactly. He
Cooking.
was playing in Rucker. He was
Yeah,
playing everywhere,
cooking.
killing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people knew he could play,
Yeah.
but we already know once you get to high school, it's a different animal. You need the grades, you need everything.
Yeah.
So it don't matter how good you are, they can say you're ineligible, because it happened to me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's kind of what happened to him until another play came and he elevated out of that too.
That's crazy.
So it was a 2-part thing to that. Me being in Springfield, it was all my fault because I ain't go to class. But 2, I didn't want to be there. Because growing up, how it goes when you're a basketball player, you want to go to Catholic school.
That's a fact.
So Springfield was my zone school.
Yes.
I was never belong in Springfield in my mind.
Yeah.
So once I ain't go to Catholic school, all my friends growing up, they in the Rice, the Christ the Kings, the St. Raymond's, and I'm at Springfield. It's like, what the hell is I'm doing? Like, I don't belong here. Like, So in my mind, I never wanted to be there. So far as school and even playing on a team, like, I didn't want to be there.
Oh wow.
So it was.
Who was there at the time?
Local guys that was good. There's a kid named Brandon from the Bello. Shout out to Brandon.
I know. Brandon
was there. He was older than me, and a kid named Wells, another kid that he's like from the Bello. Like that was probably their best 2 players.
Okay.
But no disrespect to them, I didn't want to be there. And it's just so funny I'm bringing him up because I just seen him a couple of weeks ago. He's like, yo, let me ask you, why you ain't never want to play with me in Springfield? It wasn't that. It just I didn't want to be in that school. Period. I felt like that. Not to be caught, I felt like I was too good to be there at that school, and then my peers is all everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we went there back in the days, man. That was I ain't
But if I could do it over, I would play at Springfield.
Wow.
Because I felt like if you good, you're gonna be good anywhere.
Yeah.
And I feel like I could have did something that probably never been done there. So
you would have been what Skip was his first 2 years at Cardozo.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was
if I could take it back, I
was in the bathroom like
yeah.
I got bank.
Yeah, I got bank. But when those games he played, it was showtime. It was 30 and 11, triple doubles and all that. But what people don't know is, and Cliff don't even know that, the play was for Cliff to go to Malloy. That was the play. Because my pops, he's a thinker, so he always is thinking a few steps ahead.
He's ahead of his time.
Like
pops,
that.
Man.
That was the play.
All the stuff that's going on now, he been had. Like
he was LeVar Ball.
Yeah, man. Like people don't
back
know,
then.
like, way ahead of his time.
So that was really the play, but it was like kind of a power struggle between families a little bit. So at the end of the day, he kind of surrendered, because at the end of the day, a mother's love is a mother's love. You got to kind of fall back and let it be what it be. But we always knew what was inside of him, and we always knew what he was.
So let me ask you this though, because me and 3 had a lot of conversations about basketball, and one of the things I remember 3 saying is that him being so young, like it was like 8, 9, you had a trainer or something like that already.
Yeah, 10. I'm gonna say 10.
10 years old, you had a trainer already, and you just felt like, damn, you was a robot after a while. Did you feel like you was pushed too hard as a young age, or you just embraced it?
Nah, I think, like he said, like basketball came kind of natural to me.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have no training; it was just natural, given talent.
Yeah.
What happened with me, I just got more sharp by watching these tapes and studying him and watching. That's what happened. But as far as the talent, I already had it.
That's what it is. So let's fast forward a little bit. After you leave New York City and go to Florida, what was that experience like for you?
Oh man, totally, like he said, environment is everything. Totally different, man. Like in my school in Springfield, it's like 30, 35 kids in the classroom.
Yeah.
I go to this school, it's the most is 9 or 11.
What?
So it was a small Christian school that wound up turning into a prep school. And the whole school from pre-K to 12th grade was probably 80 students. So now when it comes to books and school, I have to take it more serious because I can't hide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Can't
the
blend
best
in.
part. I
Mhm.
can't hide. I can't cut class. If I'm missing, they know. There's not that many people.
That's
So and then the
Yeah.
people that took me in, I stayed with a family. The
Mhm.
people that took me in, they owned the school.
Oh.
So it's a
Mm.
whole different ball
Oh.
game that the people I live with was the owners of the school. Like
Oh,
I
Vindicated
stayed
them.
with, and they was a Christian. It was a Christian school. It was a Christian family. He was a pastor. His wife worked in the front office, and two of his kids worked in the school. So
Damn.
And let's shout out the gentleman that got you there.
yeah, shout out to Nate Blue. That's who got me there. Nate Blue is a guy that if you know New York City basketball, high school, grassroots
Yeah,
basketball,
yeah.
Nate Blue is a guy that's kind of like one of
Shout out
those
to Nate
guys
Blue.
around. Yeah, so that was just kind of like it wasn't even supposed to happen like that. He reached out to one of my best friends, Dion Merrick. Shout out to Real
Shout out
Skills.
to Dion, man.
Real
Word.
Skills D. He reached out to him, but Dion was already in a good situation. So he was like, yo, I'm good. Yo, won't you send Cliff? But he ain't know like this school he was sending to me. He ain't know nothing about it. A coach just called him like, yo, I need some players. He already had a guy down there. So that's how that wound up happening.
Wow.
And I just made the best of it.
That's what's up, man. So living out there in a Christian family.
Yeah, man.
Don't. You ain't make the best of it. What did you transform that school into? What that school went from? They was dirt. Like let's
Yeah.
keep it
Go ahead,
100.
shout out to 3.
Let's keep it 100. Like they was
School
dirt.
on the
Like
ground.
they was no.
Damn,
They was
It
nothing.
It was a good school for Florida, but it was like they never not to be. They had people going to college, but they was going to like Division 3s, Division 2 schools.
Yeah.
So when I got there, it's kind of like they ain't see no talent. Me and my guy Lou Rodriguez, he was down there too. He was at Rice, but he's from Harlem. That was my
Nice.
roommate. When we got there, we kind of like changed the whole dynamic of school because they was a school known for bringing in guys like from the Bahamas. Back then in Florida, you wasn't supposed to recruit. So they was known for a school was bringing in town. They had somebody that had some money, and he would get players and put them with host families.
Oh.
So when they brought us in, they based like the PSAL out there, they got banned from it, from recruiting basically.
Oh.
So that's why the school turned into a prep school. So now when they turn to a prep school, that means like you independent, you can play who you want, you can have 5th year kids. So now they need a whole new regime. When I get there, they don't know me. They don't know me from a hole in the wall. They just say, yes, we take him. He needs a second chance in school. We'll take him.
Wow.
So now when I get there, at first they don't know how I play. They don't know if I'm good. They just once they starting to come to practice and they seeing me play and they having like church night and stuff like that, they looking like this kid is kind of better than what we thought. So
Jesus.
And then after probably like my junior year going to my senior year, I got schools visiting this small campus that they never like schools from Louisville visiting me on campus, UMass, Florida, Clemson. So it's like now it's like
So just think about that. A school that never had any major recruits. Now you have Division 1 personnel at your school.
Yeah.
Looking for a prospect. So he changed the whole culture, and that's why I say everybody's journey and story is different. It happens for a reason. This was he was supposed to go through this to end up where he at now.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like he might not have survived the New York streets had he stayed out here, went to local public school and everything else. So that's why to me it's like you got to kind of peel back the layers and look at it like, damn, that shit wasn't. A lot of people forgot about him. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's easy to forget when you out of sight, out of mind. It's like, oh, he was just good when he was little.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But the best part about that school was I had the keys to the gym. Because like I told you, the people I lived with owned the school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So once I got down there, I settled in. I could go to school start at 8 o'clock. I was going to work out at 6 o'clock. They had showers in the school. I take a shower, go to school. We get out at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. We have team practice. I stay to the lady finish. The lady I live with named Miss Nancy. Shout out to them the whole day. And she worked in the front office. So she was always the last person to leave. But we ain't live too far. So I used to tell her, just leave me. Just come back and get me. So I go to the gym anytime. So down there, I grew a couple of inches when when I was here, I was kind of small. That's why everybody see me now. They ain't see me. They'd be like, you got tall.
Yeah.
I went down there, grew a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
I'm doing like 1,000 push-ups a day, and I'm in the gym every day.
He said 1,000 a day.
Yeah. Like,
Boy.
I had nothing else to do. I live with a Christian family. Ain't like I couldn't go out.
Yeah.
I couldn't bring no girls there. So
Boy, they like, what?
only thing I had was basketball and
Mhm.
books and basketball. That was
Yeah.
my own focus.
Oh,
So
that's
it
good.
was the best thing to happen.
Wow, man. So what was your career high out there?
I had like 49 in the game. Like the competition wasn't that great. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like only certain tournaments was good. And then when we'd go play like the Oak Hills, the Fort Unions, and schools like
You
that,
put
when
on.
it was the best, right? Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but I led the whole county in scoring and assists. I was the player of the year. Yeah, so I did what I had to do.
Nice, man. So now transitioning into the college game, DePaul.
Right.
How many years?
4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
4-year starter?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but we skipping over some. We skipping over his recruitment because
Right.
St. John's got in late. St. John's wanted him late. He had DePaul. And a few other schools. Dave Lato was the key to you messing with
Absolutely.
DePaul because he loved him. So you're supposed to go as a point guard. You gotta go with the coach that loves you.
Got you.
You get what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
So
So
St. John's didn't love you then.
They love me, but
they got
I
in
felt
late.
like probably I should have went there, but I felt like what I did helped me. Like I didn't want to stay in New York City.
Yeah.
I felt like I left New York. I
Stay
did what
where I'm at.
yeah, I want to. And plus, it was just too close for me. Like
Got you.
from my block to St. John, I could
Yeah.
walk to school.
That's
like,
a fact.
If I wanted to.
That's
Like,
a fact.
I didn't want to stay home. But realistically, I probably should have went there. I'd have been a 4-year starter. But like he said, like I picked DePaul because the coach picked me. And then if you know anything about basketball, I tell kids to this day, don't pick the school. Don't pick the name of the school. Pick the school that will let you be you, fit your style of play, and the coaches that's going to develop you. You don't want nothing handed to you, but somewhere you know that you can feel like you can flourish at. You know what I mean? So
Let's go to because when you left Florida, you was still okay. You was getting some recognition, but
right.
let's go into how your recruitment picked up. Like what move was made to get your recruitment through the roof?
Yeah, because like he said, we skipped the part. So to get my recruitment back up, I started playing with a team called the Atlanta Celtics. And I was able to play with that team because I went to school in Florida, and Florida and Georgia is on the borderline.
Oh.
So my pops made a play. Like I told you, he's ahead of his time. We knew somebody that knew somebody.
Shout out to Big C.
This team was a powerhouse. They had guys that was coming straight out of high school, but the missing piece they was missing was a point guard. So on that team, it was Dwight Howard,
Wow.
Josh Smith. They had another kid named Randolph Morris who played in the league.
Randolph Morris. I remember Randolph
he
Morris.
went to Kentucky.
He played for the Knicks too. That's why I remember him.
Exactly. Yep. They had another guy named Brandon Rush.
Yeah.
Another guy that was
Brandon Rush. Yes.
And the guy that was younger than us was named Javaris Crittenton, the guy that got in trouble with Gilbert Arena.
But he made it to the league.
Yes.
He made it to the league. So this team.
So he just named 5 NBA players that he went to go
that
play
was on
with.
this team. So
and they needed a point guard.
So before I got to them, shout out to them, especially shout out to Josh Smith. That's my guy. This team was good, but they was going to tournaments and they wasn't winning. They had all this, they had no point guard. So when I started playing with this team, they had all the odds on them. Every school in America was watching these guys
highlight films.
So it was easy to play with them because of what they had. Like they were super athletic. Yeah. And any school you name, they was there front row, from the Dukes to North Carolina, Kentucky, Florida, and by them watching them, that's how my recruitment got back up. So playing with these guys, throwing alley-oops from the other side of the court, winning games. So you pick your poison. I'm running on the break. You have Dwight Howard, Josh Smith. So it was real easy playing with them. And then winning played a big part. But Josh would help me out because I was new. I didn't play no AAU basketball. At all. That was like my first year playing AAU basketball. So he would let me know like what point guards or who was top. Like, this guy right here is going here. So that's how I was able to all right, this is the game I need to turn up. I need to try to outplay this guy. So that's how I got my recruitment back up. Playing with them, that's how my recruitment picked up big time. Playing with them, I picked up Florida, Miami, Indiana, because Josh Smith was he committed to Indiana,
Mhm,
but I knew he wasn't gonna go there if he was going to NBA. So I picked up a lot of schools by playing with that team.
Nice. Damn. It's crazy. 3? Y'all out there making basketball players
his
from
brother. I didn't even know.
I swear to you, I didn't know that was the younger brother for real.
The craziest part that we skipped is
That's what you here for.
when I was a senior in high school, we had a play on the table that my pops got him a Reebok deal,
Right.
where he was going to star in a commercial with Allen Iverson.
That's crazy.
And the only play that was able to happen, Reebok sponsored the Jack. I went to the Jack my last year of high school.
Shout out to the Jack, man.
You know what I'm saying? So they gave us sneakers and all that. And even Grammy was like, I never, you know what I mean? Nobody never came in and gave me a sneaker sponsor.
That's crazy.
But it was really because of him.
Reebok?
Reebok wanted him.
Wow.
But at that time, there was no NIL. There was none of that. So if he would have did the commercial, he would have lost his eligibility to go to college. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't able to do it.
It's funny how you remember that.
I remember everything.
You know, he.
You know what I'm saying? I remember
with
everything.
Allen Iverson, right?
Listen, at that time, like I said, at that time, I was still locked in on what I wanted to do.
He was in the Jack turning up.
I was still locked in on what I wanted to do, but I knew he was going to be better than me. So I wasn't really like, I was looking like, if I don't make it, I'm gonna make sure he make it.
Yeah.
But
that Reebok deal would have been nice. I mean, if people look at the first time I was in Slam magazine, people pay attention. I had on nothing but Reebok.
I ain't peeped that.
Yeah, I had a Reebok sweater, Reebok sneakers, Reebok socks, Reebok windbreakers, and at that time,
this is Rucker time though, right? When you was doing the Rucker, or
this was like a little bit after that.
Yeah.
This is 97.
This is 97. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I was like
after Iverson rookie
kids
year.
in Slam. Yeah. So it was a commercial they wanted me to star in. Where he's talking about
Iverson,
with Allen Iverson
and Jada probably.
No, it was before that.
It was before that. Way before.
You watch it, it's like it's a little kid dribbling the ball up the block, and then as he gets forward in the block, it turns into Allen Iverson. That kid was supposed to be me in that commercial, right? So
the kid that actually did it probably wasn't even an athlete, or probably wasn't even his trajectory wasn't towards college basketball. Yeah. So that's why we couldn't make that play. But that was the play to put him, but we couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So after that, like, I just want to rewind because I think that's a big part of what happened. But the main thing is, a lot of people don't understand, he was on the cover of the New York Post, and the Yankees had just won the whole shit.
And they put me on the cover.
And he was on the cover.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
On the whole back of the sports page. You get what I'm saying? So at this time, I'm still doing what I do, but you know what I mean? I'm like, we doing something right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So his first time on national TV, we skipped that part as well.
Yeah.
He was the main star on the Rosie O'Donnell show when we had every station in the country calling the house.
Yeah, man, it was crazy coming. I went to PS40.
Shout out to PS40, and I like that new playground they got over there.
Yeah, I just drove. I'm like,
damn,
I'm like, about time they did this shit. I just drove by there like last week. I'm like, damn, this shit.
It looked good, right?
Yeah, it looked good. So I was going to PS40, and like he's saying, all this happened from me going to ABCD.
That's crazy.
Dribbling the basketball.
Who's this little kid?
Yeah, playing Ola College Coast there, playing against
Shout out to Big C.
There. So after there, I got a letter from Kansas and USC. Just from dribbling the basketball, playing against the campus. That's my first two letters. That's how all this coverage started happening. Then before you know it, like, everybody was calling. I went to the Rosie O'Donnell show.
That's crazy.
Went
to
a couple
when
of
you
other
got your
shows.
first letter though?
I was young, so
that feeling. Did you feel like anything?
Probably
like,
nothing. Yeah,
you didn't realize really how much that meant.
When I was in school, when I was a freshman in Lockland, every player had their own mailbox. Dudes used to go to their mailbox and be heated if they didn't have a fucking letter. So could you imagine a sixth grader getting a fucking letter and you haven't even gotten one? Like, dude used to be like really mad going to coach's office, like, damn, I ain't getting no mail. Like,
coach, you ain't put me out.
Because at that time, college coaches used to they were able to send letters out to prospects. It wasn't a form of recruiting where it was breaking the rules so they could send you mail. So they was sending mail regularly, but it wasn't really to middle schoolers. It was to, the high school players. You get what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So after that happened and he did all of that, it was kind of turned up from there. And everybody was just wondering, where's this kid going to end up? Like, what high school is he going to end up at?
Yeah, it was a lot. At that age, just to, like, going to school was I won't say a headache, but they used to have to start sneaking me out of different doors because there'd be news cameras there. Different people calling my, like, all different outlets calling my phone for interviews. Yeah, my mother was like, yo, how these people get my number? I'm like, I don't know. So but I was on Rosie, I was on Good Morning America. They sat in my classroom all day for like a whole week straight. I'm going to school with news cameras.
In Florida?
Channel 5.
Yeah, Channel 5. No,
Channel 5 in New York.
New York.
Yeah, PS40.
PS40. He had a feature on 11 o'clock news.
He was like, yo, you're making the block.
They follow me for that's so funny you saying that. Like, they felt like that. Like,
especially at that time.
So anybody know my block? My block is like a hustling block.
A busy block.
We know.
Busy block, so
I know.
I used to have camera crews. I had to tell them, like, yo, they're gonna be out here today. It used to be crazy.
Scatter.
This is a fact. Wow. This is a fact.
Yeah, niggas blocking the M80. He said a lot.
Imagine going to
That was
school
a
a
whole
week straight.
Dynamite.
They in my classroom. They following me home. Like, it was getting crazy. Like, so
Yo, Cliff, man, you gotta take that basketball somewhere else.
yeah,
Word. That's wow.
Now, usually they support that. They be like, nah,
yeah, that's one thing about my block.
You're gonna be the one. We're gonna support you. We bet not see you doing nothing else. You better keep that ball in your hand.
They held Skip down for a very long time.
Now we know how that go. If you from the hood and you look like you headed on the right direction,
they take care
the block gonna hold you down.
That's
They
a
gonna,
fact.
you know what I'm saying? So we definitely had some wolves come from our block.
Oh boy.
But we was playing against the guys that was on the block, and they wasn't no slouches. They wasn't no slouches either.
That little
You
corner
know what I'm
court.
saying? They just knew that school shit wasn't for them.
Right. That's all it was.
Yeah. That little corner court, man. They've been there for years. You know what I mean?
That's like the only part of Queens that you drive through that shit and it look like you in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yo, we used to say that. Yo, 164 looked like a back block in Brooklyn.
That's just how it. That's just
Word
how it
to
is.
mama,
And,
for
you know what I
real.
mean? But
Shout out to everybody on 164, man.
Yeah,
107, my people over there. Word. Damn, that's crazy, man. For real. So, all of those NBA players that you mentioned, you did mention Josh Smith. So you still good with him?
Yeah, that's my boy.
You still speak to any of the others?
No, that's the only one I really communicate.
The
That's
only one
really
you
that's
communicate
my
with.
bro. Yeah, that's my bro for life. But
Yeah, Josh Smith
we
was
locked
like,
in.
a lot of helmets,
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
people for sure.
Yeah.
Word, man. So tell everybody about where Cliff is now.
What I'm now, I'm currently a professional head coach in Canada. This will be my third year coaching, my second year the head coach and the assistant GM. So
What
right
part of
now I'm
Canada?
it's in Ontario, Canada. It's in Kitchener-Waterloo.
Okay.
I could, you know Jamal Murray, right?
Yeah.
His
yes.
hometown. That's where he's from.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm out there for pro basketball, but when I'm home for the meantime, I'm just helping kids, training kids. That's what I do. In the morning time, I got my little training thing. I got a couple of core group of guys that I work out Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just trying to give them some knowledge that I got.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some feedback to get them better. And that's where I'm at right now. So
Good.
What's
pretty much
the
the
game?
off season.
What's the game like in Canada?
It's the same. I
Yeah.
mean, it's the same. It's nothing different. I mean, we have a lot of talent in Canada. It's not, we ain't the crop like, but it's some good talent that comes in there every year. We had a lot of players that come in there.
Man, 3. He got you beat, man.
of course, but
Shout out to 3, my God.
he was supposed to get me beat, and I knew he was going to be. The only thing that I always say when you talk about it, if you could have put me and him together,
Right.
because the way I play and the way he played is totally different.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Like,
Yeah. You was
his strengths, I would say his strengths is my weakness, and my strengths is his weakness. So if we could
3 was a
find,
dog.
he was how basketball is played now for us point guard,
Yeah.
scoring.
Yeah.
That was him.
Yeah.
So he was ahead of the time. So at that time,
That's
you
a
know,
fact.
being that small, they probably didn't like that. Probably every team he's been on, he's probably the best scorer.
So point guards they weren't popular for scoring back then.
Not in his era.
They weren't given the freedom to do it.
They had to stay in their lane.
You get what I'm saying?
You're a point
you pretty
guard,
much
this is
had
what you
to
do.
stay in your lane.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
So all this shit you seeing now, guys shooting from far.
Right.
Three was doing that. Yeah, Three was doing that. Yeah, Three was
but it
doing
was
that
like
at a
it
young
was
age.
frowned upon.
Right.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that my dad used to get frustrated with him, because he wanted him to be the same player he was when he was younger, putting it in the basket. I'm like, listen, he's a point guard. He like that. I'm like, he's gonna be all right. He's a point guard. Like he gonna always be good. They're gonna always need somebody to do that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like he's not me. And that was the mistake that my pop, that was really the only mistake he made with him. He wanted him to be a little bit more like me, but he wasn't me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Like age, when I was playing with a certain group, like before I started playing with my childhood friends that I'm locked in with now, I was playing with another team that wasn't as good. So on that team, I had to do all the scoring. Right. So growing up, I was putting the ball in the basket. Anybody that know me, like I was scoring a lot. But then when I started playing with this other team, we had a lot of talent. Think about getting on a team and you got all the best 11, 12 graders from Queens, or 11 and 12-year-olds from Queens on one team. So now, like, I don't have to do that much scoring.
Because everybody is
good. You know what I mean? So it's like for me to show them that I could play, to fit on their team. Because when I first got to the team, a lot of guys probably didn't want me on the team because they knew who I was. At this time, I'm the best kid in New York City. I'm number one in the nation.
You and who else?
It's me.
You and Bashy.
Like
shout out to
the best kids in New York at this young age. Like, so everybody knew of me. Like,
how was it when you went to Florida? When you went and you joined a team in Florida? Were they welcoming? Did you?
They didn't know me, but once I got there and they seen our play, they respected. Like, it was nothing.
Like,
they
we
do.
needed this.
Yeah. It was like, as far as that school, not to be cocky, I'm the best player that
ever played at that school. Wow. To this day. Still.
Yeah. So I always say this. I'm like, if you're able to go somewhere and cement your flag, and they could say like, he's the best player that ever played here. Or he's one of the best players. You did your job. You get what I'm saying? You did your job, and that's why I always champion him and I always talk about him, because I'm super proud of him. Because you know what I'm saying. So I tell people, it's like everybody's not gonna make it to the NBA, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you can still impact the game, have a career, and have a pro mind. Like this dude has a pro mind. Like not because he's an NBA. Like he has the same basketball IQ as Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo just happened to be a guy that went to Kentucky and has a 6'9" wingspan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why he made it. That was his journey. However, what he's doing now, I believe what he's doing, he's gonna have a pro come out of his stable. Somebody that he is working with daily, training, instilling all this information into them. He's gonna have a pro come out of his stable. So and I already know that.
What team was you gonna put in the Bars and Hoops Round Ball Classic this year? Because he hit me like, yo,
it was my team.
You got some 12-year-olds. That's tough.
12-year-olds.
11 to 12.
Yeah.
All right. Don't bring them back next year. Dad's was like, yo, my man Cliff about to call you. I said, all right, cool. We gonna chop it up. But I ended up canceling it on the other divisions, man. But I look forward, man, to having you there next year, man, for real. So what's next for you in as far as your basketball journey?
Right now, like I said, I'm recruiting right now, basically. Like my season in Canada, we don't start to December. We start late.
December?
After Christmas. That's how I leave work. But I'm looking at guys because, right now, August, September is when guys start going across seas, Europe and all these places. And then I start trying to get the guys that's probably still home or that want to leave late, that want to stay home for whatever reason. But trying to lock some guys in now. I'm probably going to go back to work soon just to get there, be there early, like probably another month or two.
Okay.
But I'm just looking at players right now, recruiting, like I said, watching film. I mean, as far as me finding talent, that's the easy part, to be honest with you. Basketball is everywhere. And then right now, the end of summer strong. I got my brother, Real Skills.
Shout out to D.
September 3rd is Family Day. So
he bringing his team out on Sunday too.
So that's gonna be the best thing moving in the summer for
No question.
the end of summer strong. I mean, he's
Mhm.
been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, shout
You're
out
gonna
to
have
D.
all the best kids from every age. You know what I mean? All the best kids in the tri-state area gonna be at on Real Skills Day, September 3rd. So
Yeah, yes,
that's
indeed.
And that's at the Bello.
at the
That's at the
Bello.
Bello,
Yeah,
That's
Yep,
at the Bello.
yep.
So you posted something the other day and I seen it. We've had that discussion. We had this discussion plenty of times up here, whereas if you're a skills trainer, developer, or you're involved in grassroots basketball and you're helping kids get better and get to the next level, why should you expect me to do it for free when
Ooh, I wish I had a bomb.
it's me putting my information, my knowledge, and my
My
know-how,
time.
my time on the
Can't
line
get that back.
to help your kid? Like, why did you make? Because that's not even you. Like when I seen, I'm like, this ain't clip. Somebody had to get him tight because that's not even you. So what made
Talk
what
about
happened? What transpired that I seen that video the other day?
Dion be talking about that too, man. For
yeah,
real.
man. Some of these, not to be like, some of these parents they just delusional, cuckoo,
Yeah.
man. It's like
He say cuckoo. I wish I had a
Like,
bomb for that.
for me, anybody that knows me, I'm not like a money hungry dude. I don't chase money. I'm not doing it for
Not
the money.
supposed
And
to.
two, I don't, not to be cocky, I don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm doing it because I love to do it and I'm trying to help kids. I mean, that's what it's all about to me. And my prices is very affordable. Like, I'm shortchanging myself, to be
Sound
honest
like
with
Malik
you.
Hayes
I'm not
Fitness
even
out there.
charging what I
Get right.
like the guy that I look up to, that's the guru of training. When I tell him my price, Jerry Powell,
Oh, shout out to Jerry.
he be mad at me. Like,
Jerry
yo,
was
you
here.
bugging out. Like, what are you doing? Don't do
Yeah.
that. But I
Do you
do it
have
because
any sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Do you have
Hey, Tiff.
any kids that you have to be like extra with, like a kid that you know has the talent but they might be rebellious when it comes to like other things that might be going on in their life, or they might be into the streets a little more than they should be? Do you have to pay extra attention to, or do you have anybody,
I don't
any
have
kids
no
like
kids
that?
like that.
No
Well,
high
that's
heads.
good.
I mean, no. I got some kids that they good. They're a little lazy, of course.
Right,
They always on the
naturally, because they
phone, but
kids, yeah.
I'm trying to instill in them now so they could be ahead of the curve. That's my whole thing with working with these core group of young kids I got.
Got you.
Try to put them ahead of the curve, like
Right.
thinking the game, learning the game. So when you get to the 8th grade, that's why I think basketball gets serious. They 6th grade or 7th grade right now.
So
But when you get to the 8th grade, if you ask me personally, when you're going into your 9th, it become a business. And the reason why I say that, because you want to be one of these kids that's going to the best basketball programs. So how I look at training, okay, you don't want to pay me what I'm asking for, right? So you want to pay your kid to go to Malloy? Won't you call them, ask how much tuition costs?
That's right.
Facts.
Right? Or you want to pay for your kids to go to college? See how much tuition costs. So you need to invest in your kid. Like, every kid just want to play in games, right? But you need to work on your game first and foremost. Try to develop. And I'm not for everybody. Not saying you need to train with me or train with Dion, train with Cam, my bro, but
Shout out to Cam too.
Train for somebody that works for you. That's what I always tell kids, but just train with somebody, but you have to work on your game. If not, you're gonna be
the funny shit is somebody called me one day and was like, yo, I'm in town, I got my son and my nephew with me. Like, this person is from my era, so he know how I gave it up, and he know what I'm about, and he wanted me to work his son and his nephew, a few others. I'm like,
I know you talk.
I'm like, nah, like, work out. They could work out. Like, I'm trying to send my brother the bread. I'm like, nah, work out. Let him work out with my brother. Like, he know what he doing, because he told me the ages of the kids. Like, they wasn't even high school kids yet. So, and that's what he doing. That's why he's not getting the lost kid, the knucklehead kid. He's getting them young enough. He's getting them young enough to pour into him. So the guy was like, nah, they worked out with Clip the other day. They ain't really. So I guess it's like, you wanted to see some bells and whistles. You wanted to see more bullshit, which a lot of these trainers do. Like, they show you a bunch of bullshit that's not going to help your kid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling them, like, what do you mean he didn't? Like, nah, the workout was all right, but it wasn't. I'm like, shit, I ain't gonna do nothing no different than what Cliff do, because we come from the same cloth. We know what we doing. Like, we not gonna tell you to do a spin move and do 8 push-ups and get up and fucking do a side step, and we not doing that because we know that shit don't work. You don't get what I'm saying? Like, you gonna get what we know is gonna work from the position, and we train everybody as a guard.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So before we had Clifford for a while, we're not gonna hold him hostage. Let's get into this. Steph Curry saying he's the best point guard ever.
Let's get to that.
Let's get to that before we let you get out of here. We got you here. We're gonna talk about your opinion of that. Do you agree with that? Does Steph have a legitimate argument?
He got some peep game.
And let's go from there. We could start with you, Stills. How did you feel about the comment?
When I heard it, that's just people that's clickbait. You know what I mean? To me, I don't consider Steph Curry point guard. He's a scoring guard. You know what I mean? Magic Johnson was a point guard, and he played all 5 positions. It's no comparison to me. You know what I mean? And Magic was like, he changed the game. 6'9", running the point, no look passes. Like, all you got to do is just Google Magic Johnson.
Some would say Steph changed the game.
I mean, he changed the game shooting wise. 3. Now you got all these kids out here thinking that they can shoot, and they can't. You know what I'm saying? But Magic.
So you got Magic. Magic is
Magic
number
all
one.
day.
JOJ, where you at with it?
That's still tough, man. I like both of them, and they both
Come on, Jay, don't play both sides.
But I'm gonna go Magic because I'm old school. So
affirmative action, baby, over there.
Only because you old school, not because.
But
I just want to be clear.
Don't let him do that,
but
Jay.
that's what I'm saying. We're gonna go millennium,
yo.
Because I like going by eras now too.
Jay,
you know what I'm
play
saying?
that 2K.
So
Don't let
Tap
that
dancing.
2K scramble your mind.
it's Curry. Like Curry
For real.
definitely changed the game, and he's nice too. He can dribble. Come on, man. Don't.
All
do
right.
that.
So what I want to ask both of y'all answer is Steph in your top 5 Stills ever point guard?
Point guard?
A point guard?
Yeah.
Top 5 in point guard. No.
All right. JOJ, Steph in your top 5 point guards ever?
Damn.
Whether we like it or not, he's gonna go down as a point guard.
No,
I don't consider him top 5.
All right.
I don't think.
All right. Let's go to Claire. How did you feel when you heard the comment with Steph saying that he's the greatest point guard ever?
Arrogant.
No, I don't think it's arrogant. I think he has a right to feel that way. Every basketball got to be delusional, and you always feel like
That's a fact.
Yeah.
right? So I mean, he got what? I think he got 4 rings, right? Two season regular MVPs, 2 finals MVPs, one finals MVP. So I mean, but to me,
The
I don't.
rings.
I mean, that's what they going by. I don't think he's the best point guard because
Hell no.
I'm a point guard.
Let's
So
go.
it's like, I don't think but I think when it's all said and done, he's definitely going to be in the top 5 point guards though.
I don't think he's a better point guard than Rod Strickland or Kenny Anderson.
But it's just
We
like
say point guard.
point guard is like everybody criteria is different.
Facts.
So everybody gonna have a different point guard, right? How they going? But I don't consider him. I feel like he's a combo because he does both. He plays with the ball, but he's really tough to guard when he's playing without the basketball.
Terrible shot
Yeah.
selection too.
We're not talking about that because he make them shits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he shoot at a high percentage. So
Yeah, we're not doing that.
you would say like if you watch their team, Draymond Green is their point forward.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
then
He's the facilitator.
Before that, Iguodala would be their point forward. So
Facts.
I mean, it depends on how you
they
all
work
think about
that-
basketball. But he's gonna like my brother. He's gonna be labeled as a point guard though. So
there's
And they weren't that great when he had to run the show.
There's no other point guards that's more like in his age bracket that y'all can compare to.
Who, Curry?
Yeah.
Dame Lillard. I mean,
Because y'all like Kenny Anderson, like everybody's older. who
nah, I
I'm
mean,
hearing.
oh God.
I'm just
Don't do
saying.
that.
No, I'm
Age-
just saying.
she's trying
Like,
to
is
age
there
us.
is there any nows? Like,
I mean, I could name several guys who I feel are better point guards than
Jalen
Steph
Brunson.
Curry.
right.
However,
mhm.
you
He
have
made
to
a
take
statement.
into account what this man has done,
Right.
what he produced, what he was like. If I say you're the best shooting point guard ever, that shit means something.
Mhm.
Like whether we think he's a traditional point guard or not, whether we not, I don't think he's the best point guard ever, but I already know the way that this shit works.
All you gotta do is walk in these parks and these gyms
He-
and watch kids. shoot
He's
around.
gonna be.
Facts.
I already have him in my top 5.
Over.
I already have him in my top 5
He's definitely
because
not better than Isaiah
Social
Thomas.
media,
no,
I'm
not as a point guard, but he's labeled as a point guard, and he did more than Zeke did. Zeke and Allen Iverson are my all-time 2 favorite players ever. Those are my 2 favorite players ever. But
What's
I'm
your
gonna
top 5
be a real. I'm gonna give y'all my top 5
Said
point
he's better
guards.
than Isaiah Thomas.
I'm gonna give you. Listen, hold on. You just looking at
Please.
Hold on.
I'm surprised at you.
Because I gotta be real. Like I can be objective and I could be my personal what I prefer. I'm just being real. The same way I know that Russell Westbrook and Damian Lillard are gonna crack the top 5 because of numbers and because of stats and motherfuckers who can't articulate basketball, so they're gonna go to the stat sheet.
Here you go.
And Russell Westbrook is a horrible point guard to me. But he's gonna be considered one of the
Triple-double
best.
Russell.
He's gonna be considered one of the best because of numbers. My top 5 is Magic, Steph, Isaiah, Chris Paul, and Jason Kidd. Those are my top 5 point guards. I don't have Oscar. I don't have Oscar Robertson in there because I didn't see Oscar.
Right.
I don't have Jerry West in
Yo,
there
what's
because
your
I
top
didn't see Jerry.
What's your top
Yeah,
5?
I mean,
Tell me something wrong with my top 5, and if you're gonna replace somebody, tell me who you're replacing them with.
all right. See, I'm not.
Because I got my argument to back my shit up.
Look, I ain't arguing with you tonight.
No. I have my
Mine's
facts.
is similar.
I have my facts
similar?
over.
Yeah.
So
I have
here-
my facts over
Let me hear
whoever
Clips.
want to argue with it.
So, I mean,
Zeke.
go ahead. Magic, Zeke.
Magic.
Those are 2 of mine for
Yeah.
sure.
I don't think nobody. Magic is first, and then for me, Zeke is second.
Zeke is second.
Steph Curry,
When I say Zeke, who you talking about?
Isaiah Thomas,
Oh, Isaiah. Okay.
Yo.
um,
Yeah.
Jason Kidd,
I forgot.
There we go.
Jason Kidd.
and for me,
How you don't?
I
Okay.
would say Chris Paul, John Stockton.
There we go. John Stockton. Where Mark Jackson at?
Not in the
9
5.
to 5.
9 to 5.
Hell no.
Not in the
He's a
5.
point guard.
Not in the
Maybe
5.
New York City point guard.
Not in the 5. He's not in the 5.
Not all.
He's number
He's
5
not.
all
He's not in the.
time
He's not in the
in
5.
assists.
Hell no.
He's
He's
not in the
number
5.
5 all time in assists.
That don't mean nothing.
You see,
Don't mean he's not better than the guys that we named before. He's not better
Kenny
than
Anderson, Rod Strickland.
They not
ain't
better
doing
than Jason Kidd
No, they ain't doing
or Chris Paul or John Stockton, or they not better than those guys. Now, see, this is the problem when we do lists, and this is what I hate, because when we do this shit, I think y'all be thinking that we talking from prime for prime, like the best version of this guy versus the best version of this guy.
Body of work.
No, it comes from your body of work. Jason Kidd hung around too long. I seen your last 4 years, you couldn't average 10 points. John Stockton, I seen you average 8 points in the playoffs.
Body of work.
So you stayed around too long.
Jason Kidd stuck around and led the Knick team almost
Keep
to
talking
the,
about these
I mean,
So you punish him? You punish him for
yeah,
staying
that's what
along?
I'm saying.
No, I'm not punching. I'm putting guys ahead of him that were played at a higher level longer or did just as much accolade wise.
So I could argue you take Steph Curry out and replace John Stockton with him.
No, you can't.
Why?
Westbrook is going to.
No, you can't, because you know why? Because for John Stockton's career, he averaged 13 points and 11 assists. Steph Curry averages 27 points or 28, some crazy shit
Who's
like
the
that.
overall assist leader in the NBA.
What the fuck? You
He
just
ain't
stayed
gonna
on a
never say
job.
that.
John Stockton couldn't listen. John Stockton couldn't average 10 points his last 4 years in the league.
Oh, man.
He played 82 games his
There you
last.
go.
He played 82 games.
He's a dream team.
He played 82 games his
Hall of
last 4
Famer.
years and couldn't even
Top
average 10
50.
points.
So you think
He's
John,
top 50.
So
John
hold
Stockton
on.
belong on that team
So
more
because
than
you
Zeke?
because if you stay
No,
on
no, absolutely
All
not.
right then. So
Absolutely
don't
not.
say that.
Absolutely not.
listen. If we work the same block, and I come up and come out here and sell my weight, and I leave in 2-3 years, but you still on the block for 10 years selling them dime packs, but I'm already fucking up. That makes you better than me because you sold more packs out. No, nigga, you just stayed out there longer than me. John Stockton played mad games.
John Stockton got his own move in video
John
games.
Exactly.
No, let me
And
stop.
guess
I'm
what?
joking.
Chris Paul has more 30-point games than John Stockton and Jason Kidd combined. Chris Paul's the only point guard with 21,000 points and 11,000 assists.
That's why he's on my list.
So what the fuck are y'all talking about? Somebody that stayed on the block longer?
So points matter then, huh?
No, I'm gonna tell you what matter. If I'm an elite two-way player and you're an elite one-way player, I'm better than you.
And shout out to the users out there. They said Chris Paul chokes when the lights are on.
That's not true. See. That's the media. That's hold on. I'm because all of y'all y'all watch. Listen, y'all watch comments, and I do this shit. Chris Paul, hold on. Chris Paul, hold on. Chris Paul don't choke on it. His numbers go up in the playoffs. Now, if you want to say that he gets hurt, he runs out of gas.
Hey,
you can say that.
Hey man,
but tell me who made. Tell me who made 9.
His grandpa.
All right, so who made 9 consecutive All-Star appearances? Not Mark Jackson.
Come on, man.
Let me hear yo.
I want to hear his 5 because he's shitting on my 5. What's your 5?
Yeah, who your 5?
I told you. Magic, Zeke,
right?
John Stockton, Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson is in mine, man. We talking Mark, point guards. I ain't talking about
shout out to Mark. You
know what I mean? And number 5 is not Steph, man, because I don't want to do a disservice.
He's already off because not having Steph in there, so he already fucked the pack up already. Because I don't know how you think John Stockton is better than Jason Kidd. I don't know how you think that.
Yo, let me hear your
of course, kid.
Let me hear your top 5 New York City point guards.
My top 5 New York City point guards.
Ooh, here we go.
Here we go, man. They put me on the spot. Broad, K.A., Skip, Tiny Archibald.
Right.
That was my last one, man. Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson. I was about to help you.
Mark Jackson. You know, help me, Jay. One thing I know. Y'all disagree?
Nah, I'm totally lost with this.
Yeah, who's your 5?
I ain't fucking with
Come on, look here. I don't want to offend nobody.
That's a small scale, man.
Come on, man.
It's a lot. It's hard, but for the people,
shout out to Sweet P. Daniel.
With my own eyes, I didn't see Tiny Archibald. I didn't see Earl Pearl. I didn't see none of these guys.
Nah, Pearl from Baltimore.
Pearl ain't no fucking from no fucking Baltimore.
He played for the Baltimore fucking Bullets.
I talking about Earl Monroe. You talking about the Pearl, nigga?
I got Kenny Anderson. I got Steph.
Oh, you talking about Pearl Washington?
Yeah, I got Kenny Anderson.
Steph.
I got Rod. I got Skip. And my 5th is like, I would have to say Bashy.
Sebastian?
Yeah.
Wow.
Bashy or Kemba Walker. Talking about the guys I seen.
Yeah.
Top 5 New York City point guards.
Let me hear you.
Tiny Archibald.
1.
Kenny Anderson.
K.A. 2.
Pearl
3.
I'm not saying Bassey. I'm not saying Bassey.
Yeah.
It's a no. It's a no for Bassey.
There's only 2 more.
It's a no for Bassey.
You got 2 more slots.
Rod Strickland. And my last is Kemba Walker.
Skip is definitely not coming here now, man.
Bro, I'm listen. Hold on. We can't listen. As much as guys want to say,
I heard 3's list.
As much as guys want to say X, Y, and Z, like you gotta look at, like, if you just want to go straight, oh, I like this player's game better, or he did. No, we gotta put in totality what they were able to accomplish. Like Kemba is like a 5-time All-Star. Kemba was a lottery pick. Kemba won a national championship at UConn, and Kemba wasn't even trajected to go that way as a high school player. Like, he got better every year. So if you didn't see that, you're not going to look at it like that. So nobody can say and tell me that Rafa had a better career than Kemba Walker. Nobody's going to tell me that. No, they're not.
Shout out to guys like Boo Harvey that didn't go anywhere, but they was out here killing everybody.
And I salute those guys every day from my work behind the scenes. But we gonna keep it 100% real. I love Skip. I came up with Skip. Skip damn near hell raised me, but I'm not gonna say and throw him in my 5 because that's my guy.
Skip revolutionized the position in New York City. He was the first one out here doing mixtapes.
Yeah, that lick is hitting.
He's
Three.
on my 5.
and one mixtapes.
You got
Come
skip.
on.
You got skip over Rod Strickland.
I didn't say they both
I'm
in my
asking
5.
him.
I had Rod on my list.
They both in my 5.
So
I
you
got
you got Chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steph.
Uh-huh.
I got Rod.
You get Stefan.
I got
You
Skip.
got Bassy
And I
in
got
there.
Bash.
Nah. So we gonna
But
go.
Kim
Hold on.
Hold
Hold
That's
on.
my list.
We
Okay.
gotta go. We get into some of this.
I agree with your
Afraid to talk
list.
some-
I agree with your
My
list.
list is
Except that Bassy shit. I agree with your list.
Bassy has
Except
to
that
be on
Bassy
there.
shit. No. We
Hold
got
on, no.
we
So
got-
let me
we
hear
got
from him
Tiny.
why Bassy.
We got
Yes,
Tiny.
Archibald. Yeah.
K.A.
But that's his list.
Stephon.
He didn't see this.
Tiny.
Rod
Rod
I got
and Kimber.
and Kimber. So explain why Bassy is on your list.
the shit, the impact he had on New York City basketball. The shit
Him and LeBron was on Sports
Hov
Illustrated together.
and Derek Jeter at his high
Yeah,
school
but we
days.
got to talk about between
And
the
he
lines,
came
man. MC Hammer
out of
sold
high
100
school.
million.
He came out of high school
Don't do that.
at 5'10".
Yeah.
This
I
is
have to
not
salute.
your
He didn't go to
top
college.
5 3.
And he was a lottery pick.
It's not your top 5.
You know who's
I mean,
underrated as well?
that's what
Nobody
I just
mentioned
have
that.
to,
And I feel like people don't mention him enough. Jamal Tinsley.
yeah,
Mel the abuser.
Yeah, I'm taking
Yeah.
Mel.
I
I'm
seen him
taking Mel.
abuse Steph.
I'm
in
taking
Rutgers.
Mel over Bassy.
But that's more his era. See what I'm saying?
Where's Tinsley's from? Where he from?
He's from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Played at Tilden.
Just
High
think if you put Boo Harvey and Rod Strickland and mix them up. That's Mel.
School. BJ Carter.
And shout out to BJ.
Come on,
I
man.
know all these. I know.
I seen some dogs. Shout out to Sweet Pea Daniels. You know what I mean?
I heard he was tough too.
Come on,
Seen
yeah.
him.
Facts. Big C, no.
He ain't see him neither. So he just talking from like what the fuck he see them niggas neither. That nigga talking about I'm talking about what I saw with my own 2 eyes, man.
Yeah.
Outside
Shout
of
out
Tiny.
to Pete Edwards.
I'm talking about what I saw with my own 2 eyes, man.
And shout out to Sosa.
I ain't see Sweet Pea. I ain't see Sweet Pea. We gonna go to a JOJ mini mix, man, and we gonna close up the show
Shout out to Cliff,
with Peep Game, man.
And
Shout
shout out
out
to
to Cliff for
Three
pulling up
couldn't
on
help
us,
himself,
man.
He had to get biased on us.
Who? When did I get biased?
Man. Don't listen, man.
When did I
He
get
said,
biased?
Hold on. We gonna take this person out and throw him in. Nah, let me stop, man.
Nah,
I
man.
love
I love.
Harvey,
Shout out
my
to Boo
guy,
Harvey.
man.
Shout out to all my guys, man. New York City point guards, man. I created that because of my influence from Boo Harvey, David Edwards, Wesley Nelson, BJ
Shout out to
Carter,
West.
True Carter. Like, come on, man. Like, I know my lineage and I know my history and all of that. But if I'm gonna get up here behind this microphone and keep it 100% real, I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got love for you. I got love for Skip. I got
So
love
my
for
Boogs,
Sham
what's on your
God.
list?
I got love. Boogs who?
Shout
Booger
out to
Smith?
Suggs. Yes.
Come on, man.
Shout out to Suggs, man.
We talking about
He
top
was shaking it
5.
up in Queensbridge with me, baby, back in the days. Eh?
Shout out my
Yes,
man
sir.
Shandu McNeil, Far
Shout
Rock.
out to Shandu, yes.
I heard shit was tough.
Yeah, Shandu was tough,
Shout out
man.
Sherwin Anderson, Brooklyn. Like, I could keep going on for days and days.
Shout out to-
Like, the guys y'all naming, I got guys ahead of them. Like the product of what you did out there, it matters, man. Like, what did you was nice. What did you do? Did you take your show on the road, or were you only nice in your borough?
You know, he local.
Like, we gotta understand that. Like, if you was only nice in the backyard,
Yeah.
Mediocre.
you know what I'm
special.
saying? Like that's not gonna count,
Shout
bro.
out to people in the chat. They said Isaiah Whitehead.
It's not a
Kareem
point guard.
Reed.
Kareem is definitely up there.
Kareem's up there.
Kareem is definitely up
Shout out
there.
to Reem.
Shout out Reem.
Word, man.
Reem is a guy I looked up to as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
man.
shout out Reem Reed. Shout out Shaheem.
Yep.
Shout
You know
out
what I'm
to
saying?
Sham
Shout out
God.
Shaheem, Sham. Like, shout out.
Shout out to Shy for real.
Yeah, shout out to
Shy.
Shot for real. Shot had a lot of niggas terrified, man. I could tell you that.
Sure did.
Could tell you that firsthand, man.
Break
So
down.
they don't want to give him his props a lot of times when these discussions come up, but he had a lot of niggas terrified, man. So we gonna go to a JOJ mini mix, man. Stay locked in with us.
Word up.
Subscribe on that YouTube, man. Hit us up, man.
Word up. Shout out to Ed Coda.